He's never been with the mob. He's never had any of his convictions, have any mob ties. That PSR, the document you hear about, really is like the document that we all agree are the facts of this case. And if we don't agree, that's why the judge asked, do you have any objections? Because if you do, you can contest the facts. But none of the facts in that document had anything about the mob. I had one line, and I probably used it a couple times, but it had the same thing, which was a mob associate. I should have said an associate who himself has ties to the mob. I made the joke in there that my legal writing teacher, Brad Clary's probably mad at me. So sorry, Professor Clary, I owe you some better writing. So it ran with it. I've kind of pushed back on that. Honestly, that was the only thing that Terry really pushed back on. I think if I wouldn't have said that, I think Terry probably would have taken his mask down and said it himself. So I think Terry worked mob adjacent, maybe is more fair, or the Kevin Bacon of the mob, one step removed, or whatever you want to say.
How would you describe a current mob? If you were, I mean, is that a fair question to ask? What would you say would be mob? Because we think, yeah, that would be back in another day, but we still think of probably like prohibition and I'm old, Dane. I'm sorry.
Sure.
But how would you describe it when you would say, what would mob to you be?
From my understanding of this story is when you're in this sort of a lifestyle, it's difficult to be a freelance artist. You probably don't have the connections to be able to sell the things that you're interested in selling. And so in my mind in this case, whatever the mob word means is a group of people who are able to help you sell stolen goods and live in the underworld.
Okay.
So I don't think you can do it by yourself. So that's why this person, at some point you need organized crime or whatever you want to call it to live in this world. But Terry doesn't have connections to it.